INFJs are often considered one of the smartest personality types, not necessarily because of conventional measures like academic brilliance or technical mastery, but because of the unique way their minds operate. Their intelligence is multi-layered, deeply intuitive, and guided by an almost uncanny ability to connect dots that others would never notice. At the heart of their intelligence lies their dominant function, introverted intuition. This allows them to see beneath the surface of situations, events, and people, piecing together abstract ideas into clear insights about the future. Unlike other types that rely heavily on what is visible and tangible, INFJs have a natural capacity to interpret patterns, meanings, and hidden motives. They may sit quietly in a room, saying very little, yet their minds are mapping out undercurrents, predicting outcomes, and discerning truths that remain invisible to others. If you are an INFJ, ensure to check out our INFJ Playbook Kit. The link is in the description of this video. Another element of their intelligence is their emotional and social depth. INFJs understand human behavior at a level that feels almost surgical. They can read body language, tone, and the smallest shifts in mood, often knowing what someone feels before that person fully understands it themselves. This emotional intelligence makes them both empathetic and strategic. They know how to comfort, inspire, or challenge, but they also know when someone's intentions aren't pure. This dual awareness allows them to move wisely through relationships and social spaces, often avoiding traps that others fall into. INFJs also combine their vision with strong analytical skills. Their secondary function, extrovert feeling, works hand in hand with their intuition to bring balance. This is not a shallow emotional sensitivity. It's a tool that helps them apply their insights in practical, relational ways. When they see a problem, they don't just theorize, they think about how to resolve it in a way that benefits people. Their solutions are rarely cold or mechanical. Instead, they are holistic, taking into account human needs, values, and long-term consequences. That kind of balanced thinking is a mark of true wisdom. INFJs are also very reflective in nature. They spend a great deal of time in solitude, not as an escape, but as a laboratory for their minds. They process experiences deeply, drawing lessons from their past and using them to prepare for the future. While some personality types rush ahead or get lost in details, INFJs step back, observe, and refine their understanding. This makes their decisions remarkably accurate, and over time, it gives them a reputation for being old souls, with wisdom far beyond their years. INFJs are also creative visionaries. Their imagination allows them to think outside the box and propose ideas that others may initially dismiss, only for those same ideas to later prove groundbreaking. This creativity is rooted in their ability to link abstract concepts into something practical, original, and meaningful. Many INFJs make excellent writers, thinkers, counselors, or leaders because they bring clarity to complexity in a way that both challenges and enlightens others. INFJs are often regarded as the smartest personality type because their intelligence is not confined to one dimension. While many types display brilliance in specific areas, logic, creativity, or emotional awareness, INFJs naturally weave all these aspects together into a kind of integrated wisdom. They have the rare ability to combine intuition, empathy, logic, and foresight, making their intelligence stand out as both practical and profound. Equally impressive is their emotional and relational intelligence. Unlike many types who struggle to balance knowledge with compassion, INFJs naturally bridge the two. They are able to understand people on a profound level, reading emotions with the same sharpness that others might analyze equations. This doesn't mean they're easily manipulated. On the contrary, their empathy is paired with discernment. They can see through masks, lies, and false intentions. It is this combination of heart and mind, of compassion and clarity, that makes them truly wise. Another reason INFJs are considered the smartest is their ability to think long-term. While others may focus on immediate results, INFJs instinctively look beyond the present. They are strategic thinkers, crafting visions that extend years into the future. They are able to identify root causes of problems and address them at their core, rather than just reacting to symptoms. This long-range thinking is a rare quality, often associated with great leaders and changemakers throughout history. Another thing that truly sets INFJs apart is the quietness of their intelligence. They are not always the loudest voice in the room, nor the ones constantly seeking to prove their knowledge. Instead, they allow their wisdom to speak when it matters most. People often realize, sometimes only in hindsight, that the words of an INFJ carried unusual clarity and truth. This subtle but powerful presence is why INFJs often leave such lasting impressions. Their inner world is constantly alive with analysis, meaning, and reflection. An INFJ rarely takes things at face value. Every event, every word, and every interaction becomes raw material for them to reflect on. They sift through experiences quietly, pulling out lessons and insights that others gloss over. This constant mental and spiritual refinement gives them an unusual depth of understanding. So when they finally speak, their words are not shallow opinions, but distilled wisdom. Another thing that makes their intelligence remarkable is how they use it. INFJs don't hoard knowledge for pride or personal gain. Their insights are almost always channeled toward helping others, improving situations, or pointing out truths that can bring healing and growth. They pair their intellectual sharpness with empathy, making their intelligence not only sharp but also compassionate. This blend of head and heart allows them to offer solutions that are both wise and humane, something that sets them apart from other personality types. INFJs also possess foresight that feels uncanny. Their intuition allows them to project forward, imagining how today's choices will shape tomorrow's outcomes. This makes them excellent strategists and visionaries. While others are caught up in immediate gratification or short-term fixes, INFJs quietly map out the long game. They see the bigger picture and are not easily distracted by surface-level noise. This ability to anticipate the future and prepare for it adds another layer to their intelligence, making them not just smart in the present, but wise for the times ahead. Their intelligence is not one-dimensional. INFJs combine intellectual sharpness with emotional depth. They understand both systems and souls, both abstract ideas and human feelings. This dual awareness means they can see a situation from every side, rational, emotional, spiritual, and practical. It makes them capable of solving complex problems in ways that do not just make sense logically, but also resonate with people on a personal and emotional level. INFJs are also visionaries. They don't just deal with what is, they constantly imagine what could be. They see possibilities for the future that remain invisible to others, and they often carry ideas that are years ahead of their time. Their intelligence is not only about analysis, but also about foresight. They have the ability to inspire others by painting pictures of a better tomorrow, and this makes their minds not only brilliant, but also transformative. Creativity flows naturally from this visionary thinking. INFJs are able to express their insights through writing, art, teaching, and leadership in ways that touch hearts and open minds. Their creativity is fueled by their deep well of intuition and empathy, which allows them to translate abstract truths into forms that others can understand and feel. Unlike some forms of intelligence that remain cold and detached, INFJ intelligence is alive, warm, and capable of sparking change. Their brilliance also shows in how they combine patience with precision. While many personality types are eager to prove themselves immediately, INFJs are content to wait, observe, and let their understanding mature before they act or speak. This patience gives their intelligence a sharper edge, because when they finally share their perspective, it is not shallow or rushed, but deeply considered and impactful. People often find themselves reflecting on an INFJ's words long after the conversation has ended, because their insights carry a rare depth that lingers in the mind. Another mark of their intelligence is their ability to see the unseen dynamics in relationships, groups, and systems. An INFJ can sit quietly in a room and notice what is not being said, the tension in a smile, the hesitation in a voice, the disconnect between words and body language. This perceptiveness allows them to understand people better than they understand themselves. Such insight, paired with compassion, gives INFJs the power to counsel, guide, and influence in ways that feel almost supernatural. Their wisdom is also practical. INFJs are not satisfied with lofty ideas that remain in the clouds. They constantly ask how knowledge can be applied for healing, growth, and transformation. Their intelligence is people-centered, meaning they evaluate truth not just by its cleverness, but by its power to uplift and create change. This gives their insights a living quality, as if they're not just sharing thoughts, but planting seeds that can grow into something greater in the lives of others. INFJs are also resilient learners. Because of their reflective nature, they rarely waste experiences. Every trial, every mistake, and every victory becomes part of their storehouse of wisdom. They quietly turn suffering into understanding, failure into discernment, and success into encouragement for others. This capacity to transform experiences into life lessons elevates their intelligence from mere cleverness to enduring wisdom. Another dimension of their intelligence is spiritual sensitivity. INFJs often carry an awareness of life that feels larger than themselves. They sense meaning in events, purpose in struggles, and lessons in silence. This doesn't always come across in a religious sense. Rather, it shows in their ability to see the invisible threads that connect experiences, people, and outcomes. They can take what seems random or chaotic and reveal its hidden order. That perspective often brings comfort to others who feel lost, because the INFJ can shine light into the darkest corners with their insight. INFJs have a tendency of testing people silently. INFJs rarely take people at face value. Instead, they observe quietly, asking subtle questions, watching responses, and gauging behavior over time. They rarely confront directly, but through these silent tests, they are able to uncover truths about people's character. This makes them hard to deceive because they instinctively see past masks and facades. Their intelligence here is almost invisible, but it is one of the reasons they are often described as people who just know. Even in conversations, INFJs display unusual habits that reveal their intelligence. They may remain quiet for long stretches, allowing others to speak and reveal themselves fully. When they finally do contribute, their words are often concise, layered with insight, and delivered in a way that shifts the entire discussion. This habit of listening deeply and speaking sparingly gives their contributions a kind of weight that others instinctively respect. Another unusual habit that makes INFJs the smartest personality type is how they mentally rehearse life before it happens. In their minds, they run through possible scenarios, testing outcomes, and predicting reactions. By the time something happens in reality, they often already know what to say or do because they've explored it in their imagination. This inner preparation makes them appear unshakable when challenges arrive, giving them a quiet confidence that others admire but don't fully understand. Their relationship with words also reveals their intelligence. INFJs think in symbols, metaphors, and layers of meaning. They have a habit of turning complex feelings and ideas into language that makes people pause and reflect. Whether they are writing, speaking, or simply comforting a friend, they carry the ability to put into words what others can only feel vaguely. This unusual command of language is not about showing off knowledge, but about connecting hearts and minds in a way that brings clarity. One of the habits that reinforces their smartness is their tendency to step back and live as observers. INFJs often watch before they act, gathering information silently while others rush ahead. They don't waste their energy on every noise around them, but instead choose their battles carefully. This deliberate approach allows them to enter situations with insight and strategy, rather than with blind reaction. Over time, it makes them people whose perspectives are trusted because they do not speak without weight behind their words. INFJs have a capacity to hold contradictions in balance. Where most people are thrown off by paradox, INFJs lean into it. They can sit with uncertainty, weighing opposite sides of a problem without rushing to a shallow conclusion. This habit of patience with complexity gives their intelligence unusual depth. Instead of offering quick fixes, they offer perspectives that feel rounded, grounded, and infused with wisdom that comes from seeing the whole picture. INFJs also carry an unusual resilience in the way they use pain as a teacher. Instead of burying their wounds or becoming bitter, They draw meaning from hardship. They study their own suffering until it transforms into insight, and then they use that insight to guide others through similar struggles. This ability to turn pain into wisdom is a rare form of intelligence, one that carries healing power. Many people leave conversations with an INFJ feeling lighter, as though they've been given a map through territory they thought was impossible to cross. Their inner discipline also contributes to their brilliance. INFJs have a quiet ritual of inner dialogue, almost as if they are conversing with themselves or with truth itself. They rehearse conversations, test their own motives, and refine their values in private. This habit makes them unusually self-aware, and self-awareness is one of the highest forms of intelligence. By constantly examining themselves, they sharpen their ability to understand others with accuracy and compassion. All of these qualities put together explain why INFJs are often considered the smartest personality type. Their intelligence is not only about what they know, but about how they apply it, and how they use it to shape the lives of others. If you are an INFJ, ensure to check out our INFJ Playbook Kit. The link is in the description of this video.